This is an examination of the hidden human condition.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast.
The Hidden Killers Podcast.
With Tony Bruschi.
A Texas doctor who has been charged with injecting heart-stopping poison into IV bags is seeking release on bail. Yes, this sounds like a lovely idea. Let's let you out. Raynaldo Rivera Ortiz Jr. has been held without bond since his arrest for injecting heart-stopping poison into IV bags, leading to the death of a fellow doctor. Wow, this seems, This story starts out a Texas doctor who's dubbed a medical terrorist after he was allegedly caught tampering with IV bags, says he deserves bail because he shot his neighbor's dog for barking incessantly, not in retaliation for her helping his ex-girlfriend leave him. Huh?
Jeez.
I'm almost like my head is spinning here. We have dogs involved in the IV doctor guy. Raynaldo Rivera Ortiz Jr., 59, has been held without bond since his arrest last September on charges that he injected heart-stopping poison into IV bags at his former medical clinic, leading to the death of Dr. Melanie Casper and causing cardiac emergencies in 11 other patients. He's now requesting to be released on bail. A judge ordered Ortiz detention after prosecutors argued that he was a danger to the community by citing in part a 2015 incident in which he shot his neighbor's dog in retaliation for the woman helping his then-girlfriend obtain a restraining order against him after a domestic violence incident.
Yes.
This is where you got to Google your doctors or anyone that you're going to have be involved in your life in some very intimate way. Because if you find this out, you might want to pick a different one. The latest motion for bail, Ortiz's defense lawyer offered another possible motive for the shooting, a long-standing frustration with the dog's noise.
Mm-hmm.
Am I high right now reading this?
No.
Because this just sounds insane.
Well, I think you're dealing with a guy who has a God complex, who may just have an anger problem. I mean, I love animals. We know that about me. But there's a dog in my neighborhood that screams, not just barks or howls, but screams. And it kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, I love animals. You know that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, that dog. And I'm not so much mad at the dog. I'm mad at the owners because I think they leave him out, and that's why he's screaming. And so I can understand being a little bit upset, but shooting the dog, okay, you've got a problem, dude. You're a doctor. You shouldn't be shooting any living creature out of anger. That's not okay. That's got at some point that kind of retaliatory behavior has got to trigger some people to go, this dude's not right and he should not be practicing medicine.
A witness testified at the 2015 dog shooting trial that Ortiz, annoyed by the constant barking, had threatened to shoot the neighbor's dog hundreds of times. Court records show. Since the shooting wasn't in retaliation for helping his ex and the crime did not involve a human victim, the government hadn't proven that Ortiz is a threat to public safety, the defense argued.
Wow.
He's been held without bond since his last arrest in September on charges that he injected heart-stopping poison into IV bags at his former medical clinic. I'm still not seeing how shooting the dog is a defense or an argument to be released on bail.
Right?
I'm reading this and I feel like I'm in a dream or something, because I feel like I'm reading and it's not making sense to me at all. And I can usually make some sort of sense out of this craziness. This one does not. It's like pushing the phone number in a dream and it doesn't work. And I've been drinking water all day. I had a protein bar. I don't know. My mind's spinning on this one. The anesthesiologist who allegedly captured the surveillance footage of slipping IV bags into a warmer in the hall outside of the operating room at Baylor Scott and White Sugar Car in North Dallas, according to a suspension order issued by the board. The report stated when he deposited an IV bag in the warmer shortly thereafter, a patient would suffer a serious complication. His colleague, anesthesiologist Melanie Casper, took a contaminated IV bag home on June 21st to rehydrate due to an illness. She inserted the IV into her vein and almost immediately had a serious cardiac event and died, the order says. Tests were conducted on remaining IV bags in the warmer. They had visibly had tiny holes in the plastic wrap that contained
bupivacaine.
Bupivacaine. Yes. Ask your doctor if bupivacaine is right for you.
Believe me, if they're going to break through your skin, you want any of those cane drugs are numbing agents. Bupivacaine is really a good one.
But not one you'd probably want to have like in an IV bag.
No, because what happens is it
numbs your heart.
It numbs and it relaxes. I believe it relaxes. So what's going to happen is your heart's going to go.
Yeah.
Sorry, can't work.
Wow. Federal prosecutors say the anesthesiologist committed the shocking crimes at Baylor Scott while in retaliation for a medical misconduct probe. A judge ordered Ortiz detention after prosecutors argued that he's a danger to the community by citing in part the 2015 incident where he shot the neighbor's dog. Since the shooting wasn't in retaliation for helping his ex and the crime did not involve a human victim, the government then said that he was not a threat to public safety.
Just so you know, I just looked this up. Bupivacaine is, first of all, I know in veterinary medicine, we've used it anytime you're going to do something like a declaw on a cat, which they don't really do anymore. But you would inject bupivacaine into the joints to try to numb those joints before you amputate their claws. It is not meant to be an IV drug. It can cause cardiotoxicity, meaning it just basically screws up the cardiac rhythm. So that's why she immediately went into cardiac arrest and died, because it's very fast acting that way. Prosecutor
John De La Garza countered in a reply motion that the evidence against Ortiz is overwhelming and that shooting a person's pet is obviously victimizes the owner of the injured animal. De La Garza dismissed the defense attempt to downplay the evidence in the poisoning case as disingenuous. Ortiz is charged with 5 counts each of tampering with a consumer product and adulteration of a drug. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how you would defend someone like that, and I don't know where A plus B equals C in this as far as using him shooting dogs as part of the defense to get out on bail.
I wouldn't really feel comfortable going to a doctor that, boy, where have I heard your name before? Oh yeah, you shoot dogs. To me, that just doesn't say kind and caring.
It doesn't say, let's let this guy out.
No.
And the fact that he did this and ended up killing a person and almost killing 11 others, why would he be let out? It's.
Well, and there's something else about this. Doesn't it sound an awful lot like another case that we're following?
Yeah, it sounds a lot like Lucy Letby, which is the nurse of death. And if you're a subscriber to the podcast, you've probably heard of this case. But we have a specific channel for it called Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story. And this is a woman who in the UK was basically doing these sort of things to babies, all different tactics, if you will, though, to premature babies, and ended up killing or allegedly killing many of them. And it was just a whole wake of destruction that she caused in the Countess of Manchester Hospital or something. Yeah, my goodness. Wow. Well, there you go. Research your doctors.
This is an examination of the hidden human condition.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast.
The Hidden Killers Podcast.
With Tony Bruschi.
Be sure to press subscribe wherever you download podcasts. And if you want to weigh in on any of the cases that we're following for you, we got a phone number for that. It's 888-554-5537, 888-5-KILLER. If you want to remember it a little bit easier. I'm Tony Bruschi. Stay with us.